Hello, it's Matthew from Matthew North Music here. Now, this is just a very quick fun video. Today, I'm just going to do something that I was a little bit inspired to do because last night I went to see Blancmange in concert in Exeter. And I just thought, could I make a few seconds, 30 seconds of 80s pop music using equipment of the era, and will it sound anything like the era? So we're just going to play the riff of Feel Me by Blancmange on some old kit and just see what it sounds like. Okay, for this little project then, we're using two computers. Now, this is genuine 1983 Yamaha CX5m computer, which is running the software for the music. It's actually got a cartridge inside. If you go back to one of my earlier videos, I actually show the cartridge and I do some demos of the sounds, and I also show how I did the upgrade to get this kind of interface. And I could, if I had two of these, I could use this piece of software here, which is the MIDI sequencer that came out for this. But unfortunately, you can't use the MIDI sequencer and its internal sounds at the same time, which was a really duff idea, because that would have been the obvious thing to do. Then this would effectively be one of the very first DAWs kind of ever made. But anyway, this does work quite well, and I have got another video showing this on my channel. So what I'm going to use to do the actual sequencing is a 486 PC running Windows 3.1 with Cakewalk Home Studio. And I love Cakewalk Home Studio, and actually doing this little experiment today, I really enjoyed the process of actually programming the track. And actually this is so simple to use. If I just double click on something, then, or right click, I can just go piano roll, and then I've got the piano roll up so I can see the sequences that I've done there. And it's just so easy to use. And if I want to cut and paste, you can just highlight your little blobs like that, right click and go copy, and then you can just paste it to somewhere else on the track. And everything is in these little one measure blobs, and I found that really intuitive and really simple to use when I first got into music sequencing, and that's why I originally chose this over Cubase or any other type of sequencer. Okay, the geometry on this isn't particularly good, but in essence we've got 4 sounds on here, and if I will just play everything to you, and you can see what we've got. So the actual main bass line is coming off here, which I can then change if I want to. Or the horn. But I quite like the sound of that. Not sure about trumpets. Strings. Quite similar, those bass sounds. That's not too bad actually. That's got a good bit of 80s sound to it. That's not too bad actually. But I think I'll just stick to having the same sound that we've got on the bass sound already. And the reason that I've got them on 2 separate tracks is because the main bass line's changing and the top riff's just playing all the time. I've then got a snare drum for the snare drum, and I've got this like percussion sound to give it like a bit of a bass drum sound. So that's the basic track. And here we've just got the corresponding MIDI tracks. There's tracks 1 to 4. And they've got the 2 bass sounds, the snare drum and the percussion sound. So if I hit the wind button, that takes us up to the beginning, and then I can just play the sequence that I wrote. So that's how it sounds. Now, it's a bit dull without any other instruments on it, so what we kind of need is a synthesizer of the era to just play that top melody that comes in and out of the song. Now really, you can't get more iconic than a Roland synthesizer from the early 80s, and the Juno 6 is without doubt my favourite synth. I've owned 2 of these. This is the second one that I bought because I foolishly sold my original one about 10 years ago, and it's one of the biggest regrets of my life. Everything about this synth is brilliant. I just love things like the arpeggiator. You know, it's got these great sounds, and you know, it's just beautiful, and it's got this great chorus effect, and I just love it. Anyway, I'm just going to use this just to play the top line melody because it'll just add something to it. So this is a 1983 Yamaha CX5m with its slightly modified software. It is being run off a 1995-ish, 96 compact desktop with Windows 3.1, and if I had another one of these Yamaha CX5Ms, then I would use that to do the sequencing, but this is kind of how it sounds anyway. Anyway, I hope you like that little bit of fun, and hopefully there'll be a proper video coming soon. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.